So I'm down south out the way, right, and we ended up doing, sort of went down there with my mates to go and do something, do you know what I mean? As you know, when you go out the way and you're miles away from home and all that, if you get nicked, then you get put through the system there, do you know what I mean, in that area. So as I'm down there, as he gets in there, there's this kid, and like, it's just like one of them kids who just looks at him, just doesn't like it, and then you just, you know what I mean, just them type of vibes, you know what I mean, Scouse or whatever. So I ended up getting pads out with this other lad. The lad was from Wales who got pads up with. He was basically more or less the same thing. He weren't with me, wearing cozy and all like that. He was just like, he was just there, it was just a mad one, you know what I mean? So I'm talking to him and all that, proper sound kid and all that. This one day I got into an argument and entanglement with this kid, and the kid was on a different wing. Right, he was on a different wing, so he starts going on and all that, so he's putting fears out to him, asking who I am and all that, and I'm just like, what's he on about? I don't even know yet, do you know what I mean? What the fuck are you on about? So I've bumped into him, haven't I, right, and there's no one about, so it ends up just going off, right, it just ends up going off, and fucking wasted him, absolutely wasted him, right, just punched his head right in, so off, goes back to the pad and all that. Time goes on, it's been a day or two, there's all shit getting said, he's saying this, he's saying that, you're getting it, this, yeah, get on this. One day I'm in my pad, and it's lockdown, so it was after dinner, it was lockdown after dinner, so no one should have been out the pad, all the doors were locked, all the way as it is, and these screws come over, you're moving wings. I said, I'm moving wings. He said, why am I moving wings? He said, you just are, like, get your stuff together, hurry up, yeah. So I'm thinking, wow, what's happening here? Just out of nowhere, totally out of the blue. Now remember, everyone was on lockdown, it was, every pad should have been closed. So comes out the pad, and he says, yeah, I says, what wing are we going on? So he says, this wing, and this wing is where this kid was. So I'm thinking, sounds. So there we go, it's going off this then. Goes on the wing, yeah. Now, as it goes in the new pad, there's this other kid in the pad. Nothing to do with anything, he was just random, nothing to do with anything. He was like, what's down? I said, what's down? So about 5 minutes later, I've got a bin bag with all my stuff in it. So I'm sort of half leaning down, putting my stuff in the bag, yeah. And what the screw had done, the screw hadn't shut the door. The door was still open, yeah. But like, it looked like it was shut, you know what I mean? If I'd been paying attention, I'd have noticed that he didn't shut the door, but I weren't paying attention. Next thing, the door just gets burst. This kid runs in, and he grabs the lads who I'm pads up with, and just puts them all by the wall, so that he doesn't get anything like that. So as I'm saying now, this kid's just gone bang, yeah, but he's had the upper hand on me because I've been half kneeling down. So as I'm kneeling down, he's caught me clean, right? And I thought, he didn't even throw me. So I've jumped up, yeah, ran over, just been having it with him on the door, so it spilled out onto the landing. As it spilled out on the landing, I'm sort of half getting the better of him. Screws have come and twisted me up. Weird, it just felt proper weird like that, right? So they didn't do nothing when he burst the pads. They've obviously, if he was in the same place what he was when I come out the pads, then they've seen him coming in the pads. Yeah, they've let him in the pads, that's what's happened. He gives them dough or something like that. So it ends up going off in and all that, all shit's getting said and all that. So I'm sitting in my pads, and he said to me, you're moving off this wing, yeah, and moves me straight back to my old pads where I was 25 minutes earlier. So I'm thinking, that was a proper setup, that there's no way it wasn't, you know what I mean? That was a proper setup, that. So a day or two later, the lad who I'm in the pad says to me, he's put dough on you, you know. I said, he's put dough on me. I said, to everyone? He's like, no, to his mate. I said, who's his mate? He went, lad, he's heavy, he's proper heavy. He's like who does people and all that. So I'm thinking, fuck, now you know yourself, mate. Doesn't matter who you are or who you think you are. Once someone starts putting dough on you in jail, it's a fucking matter of time, innit? Because it's not one person that'll be doing it, do you know what I mean? You're fucked half, you're fucked, aren't you? You're having a nightmare, mate. So I was like, so I'm thinking, I don't believe this, you know, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to be ready. What is, it is what it is, be ready for anything, yeah. So then later on that night, I was watching, I think it was Coach Trip, remember Coach Trip? After Coach Trip, it was dinner time, it was tea time. So I was watching Coach Trip, and the pad gets unlocked in there. So as it stands up, door just comes in, yeah. This kid comes running in, but he just stops and looks at me, and I'm looking at him thinking, I know him. And he goes to me, lads, are you such and such? I went, yeah. He went, fucking hell, what's happening? And I'm like, what's happening? I said, what's happening, lads? And he went, lad, are you having beef with such and such? I went, well, yeah. He said, what for? I said, fuck knows, lads. I said, I don't know. I said, he probably thinks someone else. And he went to me, no way. And I said, and the kid who I'm pads up with has gone absolutely white. So off his reaction, I'm thinking, that's him. So I said, lad, has he paid you? He went, yeah. And I said, you fucking messing around? He went, well, obviously. He said, fucking hell, lad. He's going, what's happening? How it turns out, right, he's a Scouser. right? Now, these didn't tell me he was a Scouser, because I'd have been like, who is he? And I'd have probably half gone on him, do you know what I mean? So I said, no way. I'm like, no fucking way. So he's going to me, lad, and now it turns out is, when I was a kid, not a kid, but when I was young, I had a bird, and his bird was his bird's cousin, but he's older than me. He's got about 15 on me, do you know what I mean? So what happened is I used to babysit his kid with my bird at the time, and that's how I knew him, yeah. Listen to this. So he goes, lad, what's that? I said, fuck that. I said, yeah, get with me now. I said, go ahead. So he says, come with me. I said, come ahead. Walks to the bottom of the wing where the bar. He's like, hey, don't tell such and such. So the kids come and went to me, no, if you touch him or anyone goes near him, watch what happens, lad, he's my fucking cousin. And the kid has just gone, I'm just like, you little mini, you little wet one. I've all perked up now, do you know what I mean? I know I'm sad. I'm like, you little bellend, just proper leather and all that, yeah. It was hilarious, and I do mean hilarious, right? So then, after the sentence, after they finished everything got said, I ended up getting moved anyway. I ended up getting moved up closer to ours towards the end of it. My sentence off, comes out, and he was due out. I think it was about 2 months after I was due out, because he'd been in there for years. You know, that's why I hadn't seen sight or signs of him. So about 3 months later, and I get a phone call, and it's him. He's like, what's on, lad? What's on? I said, what's on, lad? Because I told him I'd be able to get me, do you know what I mean? He's like, what's on? I said, what's on, lad? I said, where are you? He's like, oh, I just phoned round, but I said, what, are you out now? He's like, yeah, sounds all that. He said, do you want to meet up with me tomorrow? I said, yeah, of course, lad, of course. So the next day, I thought, I'll go and get a scram first before I phone him and all that. Listen to this. So I'm going to a cafe. I'm sitting in a cafe. So I thought, I'll give him a ring while I was eating my scram. So I phoned up, he answered the phone. I'm like, what's on, lad? He's like, what's on, lad? I'm like, nah, yeah, bro. And the bird who works in the cafe goes, excuse me. I went, what? She went, you're talking to him, you know. And he was on the other side of the cafe. The bird's got on it, he's talking to me, and she's got on it. And I'm like, lad, didn't even get on it. He's like, lad, I'm like, it was a proper weirdo, but you know what? That kid, right, was a belter. He was a belter.